An album a day is my exploration into the Korean music scene. This podcast will cover mainstream, indie, and some underground artists within the scene and provide both factual and opinionated commentary. The biggest benefit to sharing my thoughts this way is that it will hopefully expose you to more great music and exploration of your own. If I told you that a song title in an album that is like over 13 words, well, it technically is 13 words, sent me all the way back to the days of NSYNC and Backstreet Boys and whatnot. Would you believe me? Would you believe I slightly suffered? Perhaps. We'll talk about it in today's episode. Let's get into it.
You're tuned into an album a day. Show, start.
All right, a bit of humor. So the most recent episode, the very first episode of 4 Men's Discography, I shared it on social media and whatnot, and so many people I was fully unaware of were so excited. But I wanted to just acknowledge a few of them. Skipping names is not intentional. These were just some of the comments that were most engaged. But I want to give a shout out to Dawn Lawson, Girl Davis of Jin Cha Cha Podcast, Young Ajuma, and especially Amber Austin, who you've all heard her name before, but she poked fun at me with this, saying, oh man, I love their discography and whatnot, and you're just going to love how much love and everything is going on from album to album, especially before Valentine's Day. So for longtime supporters of content that I create, they're fully aware that I'm not a lovey-dovey person at all. I'm excited about dogs, koalas, food, sleep, and just general kindness from others. And that's about it. Like, those are the things that you'll see me get most hyped about. Well, music, of course. But those are the things that you'll generally see me get most excited about. I am not known for loving ballads and loving romantic songs and things of that sort. They agitate me. I don't like romantic comedies. I don't like romantic movies. I don't like romantic books. I sound like the nanny who was being interviewed on Mrs. Doubtfire, who didn't do dishes, didn't do cleaning. It's nothing wrong with the genre. It's just not for me. It's not my preference. So to know that I'm jumping into a genuine R&B group that has a lot of waxing poetic to do on today's album with this long name. The name is, If I Gather for 1,000 Days Like This, the Breakup Will Disappear. That's a way to motivate yourself. That's a way to make you not feel the feels. It came out December 29th, 2000. On Kingpin Entertainment and PISON Contents, because I still don't know how to properly say the name. I want to really say Pison, like bison. So Pison Contents. It was on CD and cassette as well. And it's very true to the Backstreet Boys NSYNC sound, 98 Degrees. It's really consistent with all of that, even though every song sounds like they dying for love. That's not true. It's not true. It's 10 tracks on the album. I'm screaming a lot of the time internally. So the title track is the name of the full album. If I Gather for 1,000 Days Like This, the Breakup Will Disappear. Followed by Floral Leaf, Sad Song, Changing Partner, Blessing, I Am Not Invited, Do You Go, Come Go, Why, and The Reason Why I Am Happy. It is a solid R&B emotional experience. You got the sadness and the reflection on love and how things used to be and the reclaiming of it and finding a way to be happy anyway. And I absolutely hate it. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying there aren't R&B songs that I do enjoy and things of that sort. There are. But this is just not high on my list of things to experience. So having to listen to this twice to be certain that I was understanding the depth of the emotions conveyed and the vocal choices. There's a lot of runs and things of that sort. Again, we're just doing what we do in the field of R&B, the genre of R&B. And for the time that it was created and for the sounds it was emulating, right down to one point where there is a similarity in a bridge or reframe, depending upon how you want to define it. I'm not going to get into specifics. That is the same vocal pattern of I Believe I Can Fly. Not the chorus, but the not gonna sing the words. Don't like that man. Don't support him. But yeah, there's some grabbing and pulling at some of the things that we've heard in American R&B, and they're consistent with it. The album cover tickles me to death. It really does look like just the quintessential early 2000s, late 90s boy band cover. You've got this interesting abstract blue and green background with the four men, literally the four men on the front of it, and they got on their plaid shirts open with a white t-shirt under it, bald caps, and they got their sunglasses and whatnot. They look like Korean boys to me, and it's tickling me. It's tickling me half to death. Now, I wanted to mention one member. Yesterday, I briefly said there'd be one I'd be able to tell you just a little bit more about. Fans of this group are aware of the members, and that makes sense. You are a fan, therefore you support the artists. But there is an external link on Wikipedia, the English Wikipedia, for Yoon Min Soo. And he was born February 27th, 1980. It's very comforting for me to see how close in age we are. But not only is he a singer and still an original member of the group, actually, not an original member. He kind of came in a little later. But not only is he a singer, he's also a television personality. So he's a member of an R&B duo called Vibe. He was a former cast member of the variety show Dad, Where Are We Going?, which a lot of people I know who I follow within the Hallyu wave are fans of that show. So Vibe, which is also an R&B group, because why would he break the mold if it's not, necessary? It's not broken. He ain't fixing it. It consists of himself as well as singer Ryu Jae-hyun. And they debuted in 2002 as a trio with a rapper named Yoo Sung-gyu, who left the group after the release of their second album. Vibe released 8 studio albums, and they had quite a few hit songs. There is a possibility that we will come back across them later on. Their discography is fairly substantial, and they did release an album October of 2018. So yeah, there's a high probability that they're going to come back down my path. Oh God, more ballads. It's going to happen anyway. I don't even know why I'm over here fretting. It's bound to happen. I'm looking at 20 plus years of music in just one aspect of an entertainment industry. We gonna be at this for a long time. We've not even looked at soloists yet, nor have we looked at underground artists, which we're going to explore and trot. Like this is my life, okay? Like this is what we're doing. This is what I will be known for. God, that lady went from doing MV reactions to yelling on YouTube to now she just talks about albums and how she tears up a little bit when it's an R&B one. We don't know what to do to help her. Getting to the important bit, because now I'm just rambling and it's not attractive, and the TV in the unit next to me is on, so now we have extra background sounds we did not ask for. Let's go ahead and give you this delightful ranking, because that's what you're really here for, beyond just hearing me suffer. K-pop fans, on a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being essential listening and 1 not worth mentioning, the A3Day rating on this is a 5. I think it is essential listening. I think it's interesting and enjoyable to hear how the intonations, the themes, and things of that sort from what we as predominantly American listeners to this show were familiar with the music surrounding us in our home country, how it really does not matter what the language is, that those things transcend space and time. It's a good album, and I'm certain for those who enjoy this sound, who still are very nostalgic for the sounds of the late 90s and the early 2000s, and just the themes and the simplicity of life, perhaps, for some of you who are listening during that time, that this is going to be a very enjoyable album for you. I want to emphasize that I don't want to listen to another album by them, because I don't feel like going through all of these feels, but we ain't done. We're not done. We are not done. 4 Minute got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 albums for us to go. I told y'all at the start of season 2 that we were going to do 20 to 22 episodes. They are episodes 9 through 21. What does one do? What does one do at the end of this? Take a season break? That's what's going to happen. Oh my God, there's so many more albums ahead of me that I gotta listen to. We talking about studio albums and EPs of them just waxing poetic album after album. It's refreshing though. It's refreshing, I must say. We went from listening to rookies who had no rankings, and then we went to 4L who had one song and thus were not ranked, and came off of the youthfulness, the boombasticness of 3Racha. It's refreshing to have something different, but just know that I'm screaming a little bit inside. But my personal feelings do not impede upon giving a quality rank, and thus far, these gentlemen are fully deserving of the 2 5s they have. So that concludes today's. I'll catch you in the next show. Bye, y'all.
Your favorite foreign Korean music historian exploring all the industry from A to Z.
There are sponsored ads and social media hashtags, but this show is truly supported by the efforts of my McWallas, the most amazing fan base a little entertainer could ever have. Special shout out to my Patreon patrons, the student body, and the scholars who keep my vision of becoming your favorite Korean music historian exploring all the industry from A to Z a real thing. If you're interested in supporting the growth of this podcast and supporting content, please visit patreon.com/multifacetedacg. And for as little as $1 a month, you can get in on the magic too. Interested in continuing your support at the free $99 price? I love you for it. You can still engage with the show when you retweet, repost, and share the show and use hashtag A3, and the word DAY. You can also tag MULTIFACETEDACG to get my attention. And if you're listening to this podcast on a platform other than Anchor.fm, please leave a few stars or a review to keep things growing in the right direction.